it's Melissa, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. Are you ready to create with the newest Softlex company design kit, Surfs Up? This is a fabulous kit, and I will go ahead and leave a link down below in the description if this kit is still available, as well as a tutorial playlist for the other creations I made with this kit. I absolutely love the Softlex company design kits for summer. Last year was Turtle Love, and it was one of my favorites that they have made. So super fun, and I'm always excited to see what the new kit will be. So on this tutorial, we will be creating a beautiful necklace, perfect for summertime. And we are using, kind of thinking outside the box a little bit, but we'll be using the cording that the package was wrapped in. So I just thought it fit really well. It's kind of like a sandy color to fit in with my design for this project. Before we start creating, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. And also check out down below in the description for the products used in this video and all other necklace inspiration and tutorials. Let's start creating. So the start of our project are going to be these beautiful ceramic beach balls, and they are on softflexcompany.com. Softflex Company has some of the most beautiful and unique ceramic beads, super high detail. So I'll leave a link down below for all their ceramic beads. And also check out their Softflex live sales every Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. They usually have some really pretty ceramic pieces there as well. So for our beach balls, we're going to add them onto our boarding. I'm just going to use a little bit extra soft flex wire, and this is just fluorite. I know it kind of matches with my bead mat, but we're going to use this kind of as a needle to string on our beads. So I'm just going to kind of fold my string in the center. We're going to add our little extra piece of soft flex and then just kind of pinch it together, and it's going to become a little needle. We're going to add on our beads. It's a little challenging, but they will slide on. So we're going to add on all 3 beach balls. It's always good to have extra soft flex wire, 'cause you never know when it'll come in handy. So we have all 3 added on. So we're just going to kind of space this out. I just kind of want more of an organic look. So I'm going to make knots in between each one. And if you want, you can also do this as a bracelet. When we're attaching all the pieces together, they're going to be attached with some jump rings. So if you did want to switch this out for a bracelet or an anklet, you can do that by just opening and closing jump rings and not having to redo the whole project. So we have, and this is optional if you want to make the knots on your design. So I'm just going to kind of do an overhanded knot and just give it a pull. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And it's up to you how many knots you would like for your design. That way it just kind of gives some spacing, and then your beads can move freely if needed. So now we're going to bring in, these are just little ribbon cordings or leather cording clasp. It's kind of like a little specialty findings. It's up to you how much of your cord that you would like to have shown. I'm just going to kind of cut my cord, make sure it's even. And then if there's any little fraying at the end, you just want to trim that off as well. You want a nice cut on your thread or your cord. And this part can be a little tricky. I know there's a lot of like mixed media designs, but you really don't see a lot with the ribbon findings. So you want to make sure your ends are together. I know some people like to add just a little dab of glue, like GS Typo Cement or E6000. For me, I just find that's a little, it's like an optional step, but if it works for you, so we're just going to go ahead and set record inside of our little finding. And then we're just going to smash down one side, completely squish. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And if there's any extra cord kind of covering the little opening or the connection point, you can just trim that as well. We just want to make sure that everything is nice and secure. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So super lightweight. And I know with summer jewelry, sometimes you just want a really lightweight option. You don't want anything too heavy. So this would be a perfect design for that. And this one's a little lopsided, so I'm just going to trim that. I think probably adding these little ribbon ends or cord ends are probably the most difficult part of this project. And then we're just going to flatten those on the other side. And then just squeeze and make sure everything is nice and secure. So you can see how this would be a perfect bracelet. So fun. Just going to set our little beach ball component that we just made off to the side. We're going to be using our soft flex wire for some bead stringing, and this is in the fluorite. We're adding in these beautiful wooden beads just for the back of the necklace. When I'm doing bead stringing, I just like to add my beads directly to the wire and keep it on the spool. It just acts as a bead stopper. And then you can attach your clasp or your connection point on this side, and that you don't have to worry about your beads sliding off the other side of Softflex. Add on one 2x2. And we're just going to slide it on as if it were a bead. And then we're just going to pass back through. And this is going to create like our little connection point. And it's up to you how big or small you would like it. We're just going to take our pliers and give it a squeeze and rotate. This is going to round our 2x2 and give it a more professional finish. We have a little bit of extra soft flex, but we could just tuck that under the wooden bead. And then I'm just going to slide all my beads down on my soft flex and cut a good workable length. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Add on our 2x2 and pass back through. We just want to make sure that our connection points are fairly the same size. And then just go ahead and squeeze and rotate. And I do have some extra soft flex, so I'll be sure to save it for a future project. And we have one side of our necklace completed. Now you could attach your clasp directly to the soft flex. I like to attach it to jump rings, just a few reasons. If I ever wanted to adjust my length of my necklace without having to restring it, I could just open and close jump rings. If you wanted to, this could also be a really pretty anklet. So we have all the beads added on for this side of the necklace. We're just going to do the same thing and add on our 2x2 and pass back through. Give it a squeeze, rotate, slide our beads down. Off a good working length of soft flex. Add on our 2x2 on the other side. You can tell sometimes the beads are just going to cover your 2x2, and that's okay. And then we're just going to pass that through. And if that happens, you can always add like a little bead at the end, so your 2x2 won't go inside the other bead. And then we're just going to go ahead and squeeze and rotate. So we have our two sides of our necklace. Add in some jump rings so we can connect everything together. We just open up our jump ring and attach. And then we're going to attach the lobster claw. And if you have a two-part clasp, you would just attach the other side to the other side of your necklace. You can see that there's some soft flex wire showing and there's some spacing, just because it's going over the 2x2. And then we're going to do the last connection point, and then this time we're just going to attach it to our little specialty finding of our cord ending. Close, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And when you close jump rings, you should hear that little click. And we have our beautiful necklace using the newest Softlex company design kit, Surfs Up. We use the cording from the packaging to add on our ceramic beach balls, and then we just tied a little knot. And then we just added the beautiful wood beads just to kind of give it a little summer vibe to it with this fluorite Softlex wire. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. And check out down below in the description for more tutorials as well as the products used in this video. Have an awesome day.